C.T. Ravi with political vengeance, he is asking.
As far as the name change goes in Karnataka, there was another controversy that was making rounds that is to do with Indira canteens. Let's get you that story now. The BJP demanded naming of the canteen, saying it reminds the nation of an emergency. The Congress hit back, calling BJP party leaders liars. Here's our report.
Indira canteens. Lakhs of poor eat at these government-run eateries every day in Karnataka. But this Indira canteen is in the eye of the storm. Why? Because it's named after former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. BJP General Secretary C.T. Ravi has sparked a fresh controversy. He has requested Chief Minister Baswaraj Bommai to change the name to Annapurneshwari Canteen. Ravi claims that there is no reason for Kannadigas to be reminded of dark days of emergency while eating food.
कांग्रेस लोगों नाम रखा है पॉलिटिक्स करने के लिए। हम लोग गरीब लोगों को मदद करना, मदद करके मां भगवती का नाम रख करके मदद करना, ये सही नाम है। इसके लिए मैं आज ट्वीट किया हूं।
Congress party fumed and attacked the BJP. Congress MP from Karnataka, Manikam Tagore, questioned the renaming agenda and says that lies are part of Sanghi's identity.
As far as the Congress party is concerned, we can say that they're most welcome to. But I must point out that the Congress party is poised to come back to power. And whenever it comes back to power, this will be one of the big decisions that the Congress party takes. That is to restore the name of Indira Ji.
Indira Canteen was launched in 2017 during Siddaramaiah-led Congress government. It was launched by the then President Rahul Gandhi and modelled on the lines of Amma Canteen in Tamil Nadu. BJP and Congress face-off show that there is now clearly a big appetite for political controversy.
The goddess who will clear the hunger for people here in Karnataka is Annapurneshwari, and the Annapurneshwari temple is very famous here in Karnataka, and people go there, devotees go there in lakhs in numbers, and they say that instead of Indira Canteen, it should be Annapurneshwari Canteen for free food and economical food. Nagarjun Dwarkanath for India.
Well, final week of the monsoon session of the Parliament, the deadlock continues. A lot of hangama taking place as far as the stormy session of the Parliament session is concerned, bringing you up to speed with the latest developments coming in from the lower and the upper house of the Parliament. There seems to be a first breakthrough, though, in opposition's blockade. They have decided to cooperate with the government over OBC bill that has been introduced in the Parliament. The leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge, has said that they will support the bill as it is in the interests of backward class as well as the interest of the nation. Heated arguments erupted between Congress's Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary and government benches. He said that the government has majority, hence using muscle power to pass the bills. He also slammed the government for not debating over the Pegasus Snoop Gate. The opposition is also adamant on Pegasus Snoop Gate. At least 15 opposition parties in presence of Rahul Gandhi had had a meeting, I beg your pardon, to chalk out the future course of action. Congress MP Manish Tiwari as well moved an adjournment notice in the lower house over the Snoop Gate issue. Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh gave a 0-hour notice in Rajya Sabha over the heinous crime with a 9-year-old girl in Delhi. AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi has given an adjournment notice over the Mahapanchayat held for aborting construction of Hajj House in Delhi's Dwarka.
सदन की एक रिस्पॉन्सिबल पार्टी होने के नाते एक जिम्मेदारी हम जानते हैं और इसके लिए आज सारे विपक्ष दलों ने आज ये फैसले लिए हैं कि ये जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन अमेंडमेंट बिल 127 ये जो आप इंट्रोडक्शन करने जा रहे हैं जिसके साथ हिंदुस्तान की हमारे पिछड़े वर्ग की लोग की ताल्लुकात है, हम लोग ये सदन में जब 102 अमेंडमेंट बिल पास किया गया था, बोलने दीजिए, जब ये सदन में 102 अमेंडमेंट बिल पास किया गया था, हम लोग सरकार को ये नसीहत दी थी, ये सचेत किया था कि आप प्रदेशों की अधिकार को हनन मत किया करो, लेकिन ये सरकार हमारे बात सुन रहा नहीं। ये बहुमत की बाहुबली से हमारी बात नहीं सुने गए। लेकिन आज क्या हुआ? आज जब हिंदुस्तान की आम लोग, हिंदुस्तान की पिछड़े वर्ग लोग जब आंदोलन करते हैं तो ये उनकी आंदोलन की डर के मारे चपेट में आ चुके हैं। हो गया। अभी ये मानने के लिए for the last few days we have been demanding for the discussions on Pegasus, Snoopgate, which is concerning the entire country. स्वागत राय जी, सर केवल बिल पर बोलिए। सर बिल पर आपको देश के मुखिया कहते हैं कि हम लेकिन सदन के अंदर लोकतंत्र की पोल खोल पैदा किया गया है। सदन के अंदर लोकतंत्र के हद तक
आधे से ज्यादा पॉपुलेशन इस देश में बैकवर्ड क्लासेस है। ये हम सबका फर्ज होता है कि जो कानून गरीबों के हित में आता है और बैकवर्ड क्लास के हित में आता है, हम सारे लोग समर्थन करें। इसीलिए हम एक होकर इसको जल्द से जल्द पास करने के लिए तैयार हो गए।
Sending a very clear signal to the country that this government does not care about either democracy or parliament or, for that matter, the principle of accountability. And eventually, if the government continues to railroad parliament in this manner, people will have no option but to take to the streets.
We have already said, we have given so motu statement, and the day one we are telling we are ready for other issues for the discussion. They are not allowing the... You see the tweet of Mr. Derek O'Brien, and he is all along telling that till 13 there is no discussion, there is no deliberation, there is no business. This is repeatedly they are telling. Is it the mistake of Prime Minister? And speaking irresponsibly has become the habit of opposition.
Cutting straight across to my colleague Akshita Nandgopal, who is going to now explain to us what the opposition is demanding and what the government is saying at this point of time on this issue. Over to you, Akshita.
Let's explain to you exactly why the monsoon session has been seeing this deadlock between the opposition and the centre. What's the opposition demanding, or what's the government having to say about that? Well, the opposition is saying that there must be a detailed discussion on the Pegasus Snoopgate issue. The government has made it very clear that this is a matter that's sub judice. It's being heard by the Supreme Court, and hence they are ready for a debate after that and on other issues as well. The opposition is demanding that the 3 farm laws over which protests are still happening be rolled back. The government is saying we are ready to discuss issues with the farm unions, but a rollback is not something that we're even going to consider. Another issue that the opposition has been raising is the rising fuel prices. They've been demanding answers from the government. The government's defense has been, in fact, world markets prices are rising, and also they've blamed the UPA fuel bonds. So they're saying that it's not our fault that prices are continuing to rise. The opposition wants a detailed discussion on COVID mismanagement, vaccine shortage. They're saying we need answers in the floor of the House. The government has said there's no question of a vaccine shortage and that the COVID debate is priority, not Pegasus. So they've agreed to a COVID debate, but the opposition is saying Pegasus first and then we'll have a debate on coronavirus. So that's where the stalemate continues right now.
We've got some developments coming in after the Sikh and the Hindu community asked for evacuation to the international community from war-torn Afghanistan. Congress spokesperson J.V. Shergill has written a letter to the External Affairs Minister Jay Shankar requesting him for evacuation of oppressed due to danger in their lives. He has asked the government of India to kindly consider giving special visas to Sikhs and Hindus who are stuck there. He has also urged the centre to provide them economic security in dire times. According to reports, about 650 Sikhs and 50 Hindus are stuck in Afghanistan and have become sitting targets for the Taliban. Earlier, the terror outfit had removed the Sikh religious flag from the historical Gurdwara that is revered by the Sikhs across the world, as it was once visited by Guru Nanak.
That we have already got 600 people evacuated 600 people from Afghanistan. At that point of time, by the charter flights arranged by World Punjabi Organization and the District Gurudwara Management Committee, Those people have been staying here in Gurdwara Kabui Sahib and other Gurdwaras. As per my discussion with them, they are not ready to come to India at this point of time. Yes, their safety and securities are concerned, but what I have discussion with them, they said that we wish that as government of Canadian government has given 15,000 people of Afghanistan a special package because they have helped the Canadian government making peace there. They said we are also one of them, and then the Canadian government should also help us in accommodating us in Canada. As far as is concerned in India, I've been in touch with them, but I have not got any request from them that they want to come to India.
Moving on now, Asaduddin Owaisi has given an adjournment notice in the lower house of the parliament. Let's get you the reasons why this has happened. The notice is in connection with the sloganeering done against the Muslim community on 8th of August at Jantar Mantar. He added that there has been no action by the police in this particular matter. Asaduddin Owaisi also said that Delhi witnessed communal violence last year. Therefore, it was imperative to adjourn the House and discuss the important issue. Meanwhile, Delhi police has registered an FIR in the communal sloganeering case at Jantar Mantar. Owaisi has also said that a similar Mahapanchayat was held on 6th of August for aborting the construction of Hajj House in Dwarka of Delhi. Owaisi also alleged that provocative comments targeting the Muslim community were made at this Mahapanchayat. We're getting a reaction coming in from Asaduddin Owaisi. Listen in.
जो नारा दिया गया वो बिल्कुल घटिया है। मैं दिल्ली पुलिस से मांग करता हूं कि इसके खिलाफ कठोर से कठोर कार्रवाई करे। मैं सरकार से मांग करता हूं ऐसे मजहबी उन्मादियों को फांसी देने के लिए ऑर्डिनेंस लाके कानून बनाए। जब तक कठोर कानून नहीं बनेगा तब तक मजहबी उन्माद, कट्टरवाद, अलगाववाद कम कंट्रोल नहीं होगा। इसकी निंदा करते हैं, हम कठोर कार्रवाई की मांग करते हैं। और जैसे मुझे पता चला, मैंने दिल्ली पुलिस से मांग किया इसकी वीडियो सत्यता की जांच कर लें। अगर ये वीडियो फेक निकला तो जिन लोगों ने ट्वीट किया है मुझे बदनाम करने के लिए, उनके खिलाफ मैं कठोर कार्रवाई करूंगा।
Trouble is mounting for Priyadarshini in the Lucknow slapgate case. Let's get you more in terms of why trouble is mounting for Priyadarshini in this case. Police have served a notice to the woman whose video of slapping an innocent cab driver in full public display went viral on Twitter just about a few days ago, if you remember. Priyadarshini was interrogated by police for 2 hours on Sunday. We're playing that video out on the right-hand side of your screens for you. You can take a look at that particular video. During this interrogation, she disclosed that she had been harassed by multiple commuters while moving on the road. She also said that she became very cautious to any incidents happening around her as such. On the other hand, you've got Lucknow police also summoned the cab driver today to explain his side of the story. A charge sheet is to be sent to court for further legal action in this particular matter. An FIR was registered against the woman for slapping and manhandling the cab driver in full public display at a traffic signal in the capital city of Uttar Pradesh, with netizens demanding her arrest.
उन्होंने भी जितने भी क्वेश्चंस थे वो पूछे और जो भी इंसिडेंट से रिलेटेड थी सारी घटनाएं पूछी, सारी इंफॉर्मेशन उन्होंने जो है अपने पास सेव करी। और यही बात है कि मैंने भी अपनी तरफ से पूरा का पूरा सहयोग किया है। तो ये बात बस हमारे बीच में है, कैब ड्राइवर के बीच में, एंड इन्वेस्टिगेशन जो लोग हैं उनके बीच में है। तो वो अपना इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रहे हैं और उस तरीके से हमें उनके साथ कोऑपरेट करना है।
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us here on Lunch Break on India Today. India is all set to welcome our Olympic heroes today. We'll be bringing you live updates right here on India Today as they arrive at the Indira Gandhi International Airport in Delhi in just about a while from now. Indian sportspersons scripting history in Olympics 2020. The nation is all set to honor those who made 1.3 billion people proud. All Olympic medalists will be felicitated today at Delhi's Ashoka Hotel. The ceremony is going to be commencing at 6:30 p.m. Gold medalist Neeraj Chopra, men's hockey team, wrestler Bajrang Punia, Ravi Dahiya, along with boxer Lavlina are all scheduled to land at 3:45 p.m. Indian Standard Time at Delhi Airport. All the athletes, including PV Sindhu and Mirabai Chanu, who are already in India, will then reach the felicitation venue. The Sports Authority of India has asked the Delhi police to make adequate security arrangements for the ceremony.
मिठाई सारी चीज तैयार कर पैकिंग कर रखी।
पैक मिठाई ले जा रही है साथ में?
मिठाई लेके जाके
और वहीं पर खिलाएंगे उसे?
हाँ वहीं खिलाएंगे।
बेटे को साथ लेकर के आना है या वो जब तक वहाँ रहेगा उसके बाद ही?
नहीं जी वहाँ रहे तो बंदा 20 दिन लेटे आओगा।
लेकिन कम से कम तसल्ली मिल जाएगा, आज आप उसको देख।
हाँ आज उसको देखने को जी मन खुश हो जाएगा।
हमारे परिवार के लिए तो बेहतर है ही, लेकिन अपने प्रदेश के लिए और अपने देश के लिए बहुत गौरव का पल है जो अपने इस भारत के लाल ने पूरा कर दिखाया है। जैसे उसके आने की खबर मिली है तो सभी लोग उत्साहित हैं कि कब घर तक पहुंचेगा।
जो मांगेंगे वही देंगे जी, उसकी इच्छा है, चाहे वो कुछ भी मांग सके।
मिलेगा?
हाँ जी।
चाचाओं को नाचते हुए नहीं देखा कल हमने, कहाँ रह गए थे सारे?
सारे बिजी थे, इधर उधर थे।
आप नाचेंगे आने के बाद?
हाँ आने के बाद खूब झूम के नाच के देशवासियों के साथ मिलजुल के खूब मौज मनाएंगे।
Let's get you in India today, world exclusive now. My colleague Rahul Rahwat in an exclusive conversation with India's Olympic star, the golden boy, Neeraj Chopra. Take a listen in.
जिस दिन से मैंने शुरू किया, अपना पूरा मन से और लगन से मैंने उसके लिए मेहनत की। गांव से बार बार स्टेडियम में आना पड़ता था, वापस जाना पड़ता था।
कैसे आते थे आप?
मैं बस पकड़ के आता था, कई बार लिफ्ट वगैरह लेता था। 15-16 किलोमीटर दूर था मेरे गांव से। थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होता है कई बार क्योंकि बस का टाइमिंग वगैरह सेट नहीं बैठ पाता था। कई बार मेरी बिल्कुल आंखों के सामने बस निकल जाती थी तो फिर वेट करना पड़ता था कम से कम याद आया 1 घंटा। तो बिल्कुल वो आसान नहीं था, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि वो टाइम बहुत ही ज़रूरी था एक उसके लिए, एक मेरा खुद के चेक करने के लिए भी कि भाई मैं ऐसे उस टाइम को झेल सकता हूँ कि नहीं।